All right, first and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise unto my power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to Apostle Tahar and other elders and apostles that are fervently in the spirit, whose labors I have entered into. Today's lesson, right, is integrity is essential in this ministry, right? Because those of us, who are in this ministry, we have to have it, or else, you won't last, right? And being, having integrity is essentially, fearing the Heavenly Father. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this definition right here for integrity on Google. It says the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, right? The state of being holy, so like a whole and undivided, right? So that's the point, man. Right? You don't want to be double-minded. You want to be whole and undivided, right? Dead set on serving Yahweh Yahweh Shai and doing the things that he commands of us, right? Through these holy scriptures, through these commandments, right? Seeing if something goes against your moral compass, which is the scriptures, you ain't dealing with that, right? Somebody comes to you with something and they're like, yeah, bro, go ahead, take this puff. Nah, man, I can't get down with that. Or, yeah, man, it's just a little bit of bacon on there. Nah, I can't do that. I refuse, right? That's the type of spirit or that's how you have to carry yourself in this ministry, man, having integrity, because without integrity, you won't last, man. Behind closed doors, what are you doing when brothers are not around, right? You may have some, brothers or, some people that, know you're an Israelite and, they might keep you accountable, people within your circle, right? But what do you do behind closed doors? That's really where integrity lies, right? And, the perfect example of integrity is our forefather Eleazar, man. I go into this, from time to time. But, Eleazar, he definitely showed a great example of integrity, man, because while he had a chance to actually, basically, I'm going to just give you the rundown. Basically, at this point in time, the Greeks, they actually came to Eleazar and tried to, get him to actually eat unclean food, before the nation of Israel, right? So that way he would convince the rest of, the nation, to actually, go ahead and eat unclean meat as well, right? Being as though that he was one of the principal elders, right? And Israel, they see one of the, elders full. It's like, damn, maybe I might do it too. But he rejected. And then they even came with him with another plot, right? Where, essentially what happened, he says, all right, well, you don't have to eat the unclean food, right? Because we know that goes against the scriptures for you, right? But you can just pretend like it is while actually still eating something that's clean, right? But what you're going to do for us is basically sell out everybody else. And that was in secret, right? But still, what did he choose to do? Let's go ahead and read about it. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth to eat swine's flesh, right? But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment, right? So he chose rather to be tormented, rather to be tortured. And back at that time, you read this in the next chapter, right? In the seventh chapter, they were boiling our forefathers, throwing them, I think skinning them alive, cutting out their tongues, same shit that Esau did to us in slavery. This is how we know that these Greeks are the same people, that are here today, man. The same spirit, same Edomites, man. That happened to us in slavery time. They used to boil us in or fry us up in hot oil. This ain't nothing new, right? But he chose rather to die, serving, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, being wholly undivided, right? Not willing to break his moral code, which is these scriptures, right? This is our moral compass on how we should live a righteous life, right? In the eyesight of the Heavenly Father, by Yahweh Shai. So I'm gonna skip down to verse 21, and it says, Yeah, verse 21, it says, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast, commanded him to eat swine's flesh, those who had charge over it. For the old acquaintance they had with the man. So yeah, they had an acquaintance with Eleazar, right? It says, taking him aside, saying, basically, hey, come on, Eleazar, don't be like this, right? It says, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, right? So you can bring what you want, man, right? Such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king, right? So, all right, look, Eleazar, we're going to cut you a deal, bro. Just you can eat some clean meat. Just make it seem like it's something bad. Make it seem like it's swine flesh. That's all I'm asking. And you ain't gotta break your joint. You ain't gotta break your commandments. You see how that work? But no, that's devilish, because ultimately, all right, say he wouldn't have been technically breaking the law, but he would have been, he would have been showing that everybody else what that it's okay to, like, he'd have been selling the rest of his people out, man. Because you know how many people would have failed just by seeing one, the elder, do something like that, man. Right? So him being a man of integrity, a man of, great integrity, he chose not to do that. Verse 25, it says, and so they Salakia. They through mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable. So basically he's saying, like, all right, listen, so what if they are fearful, right? And they see me, breaking down and caving in, and now they desire to live a little longer, instead of serving Yahweh Shai, now that's going to be a stain upon Eleazar. He caved in, right? Which he didn't, but I'm just saying that's what they would have thought. Verse 26, it says, For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead, right? Because Eleazar understood and feared. This is why I said that integrity is fearing the Heavenly Father, man, right? Because we understand that the Heavenly Father's eyes are always upon us, man, right? He sees everything that we do. That's why we try to live blamelessly as possible, man, so that way, the Heavenly Father, he won't judge us, man. Right? Because we understand that, the Heavenly Father, he controls the issues of life and death, man. And we understand that, the concept of reincarnation, which is actually true. So we understand that our Eleazar, he could have did what? He could have preserved his life for a short season. The Heavenly Father would have still got him, right? And then when he came back in his reincarnation, he probably would have been jacked up. Eleazar understood this, right? And then also, first and foremost, he showed that he loved the Heavenly Father while Yahweh Shai more than he feared men, right? And that's what the scriptures tell you. Fear not them which can kill the body, it's like, fear not them which can kill the body, but not able to destroy both thy soul and thy body in hell, right? And that hell talking about in a very low estate or a very bad estate, man. Speaking about the Heavenly Father, but rather fear him who can destroy both thy body and thy soul in hell. You see what I'm saying? So what is that? What is that telling you? Fear the Heavenly Father. Don't fear man, right? Because if the Heavenly Father wanted to, he could have got Eleazar up out of there, right? But essentially, he wanted this to go down as a, which I'm gonna read for you, as a notable experience for for everyone that would come after, right? Because even to this day, we still reading about Eleazar and a notable and an integrity-filled thing that he did, man, right? Leaving unto us, even to this day, an example, right? So verse 26, for though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. So we understanding this same concept when it comes to the mark of the beast, these different things like, these jabs and different things like that. We should understand the same concept, man, right? All right, you may preserve yourself for a little longer in this life, but ultimately the Heavenly Father gonna get you, man, right? So why would you do that? Compromise your integrity, compromise your morals, compromise, you serving the Heavenly Father. Why would you do that, right? Verse 27, it says, wherefore now manfully changing his life, I show myself such as one as my age required. What does that mean? That he's going to do what he's supposed to do, right? And leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when they had said these words, immediately he went to the throne. They said, all right, fuck it, come on. Can't do nothing with him. He willing to die. All right? In verse 31, I want to skip down. It says, and thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, and not only unto young men, but unto all his nation, man. So that's the point, man. Unto all his nation. Eleazar, man, hats off to that brother, man. He was a man, right? And this is how we're supposed to be, conducting ourselves, man. Even in society now, nothing should compromise our morals, man. Nothing. I don't care what these people say. Hey, come to the Christmas party. No, get out of my face, man. No, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just nothing should compromise your morals, bro. Nothing. All right, so let me get this. What does it say? Virtue. It says behavior showing high moral standards. All right, is that it all? Is that all in there? A good or useful quality of a thing. Quality considered morally good or desirable. Yeah, so just having high moral standards, and that's what these laws are, man. High moral standards. So I want to go ahead and grab this in the book of Proverbs 11 and verse 3. It says, let me go ahead and highlight that for y'all. It says, the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them, right? Because ultimately, if Eleazar would have did that, he would have been a transgressor. And ultimately, he understood that the Heavenly Father would have destroyed him. But the integrity that he had, it guided him, right? And so what? Leaving that notable example, and ultimately, that was a righteous work, man. That's a man of the Heavenly Father right there, So it's just that, that's why, this thing called integrity is such an essential part of this ministry. You have to have it, man, because without it, you'll just cave into anything, right? You have no backbone, right? And a man without integrity is not a man at all, right? And even sisters, you are commanded to have integrity, man, right? No, I can't see. I would never do that. No, I can never see myself going that low. No, I would never do. You know what I mean? That's the type of spirit you got to have in this ministry. I serve the Heavenly Father. While y'all was shy, what? No. How dare you, try to feed me some swine flesh? No, I'm good. That's that type of, mindset, that type of spirit that, you have to have, man. But like it says right here, the integrity of the upright shall guide them. And what's the integrity that that we're holding fast to us? These laws, statutes, and commandments, man. All right. Because I want to go ahead and grab this. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. It says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. And this is the way we're supposed to be living our lives, man. This law is a lamp unto us. And what does a lamp help you do? When you're in a dark place, like, this shadow of death over here in America, Babylon, it's a guidance to you on how to live. What should I do in this situation? All right, what should I do in this situation? All right, well, what should I eat? Right? Okay, well, you can eat these things. Well, okay, well, how do I deal with people? Or how do I deal with my brother? Or how do I deal with my wife? Or, you know what I mean? It deals with everything. It's a guide on how to live rightly, in terms of, let's say raising children. It tells you how to raise your children. It tells you how to, when and when not to have sex, or what to eat, when not to eat. So it's everything, man. It's a guide on how to live right, and we need it. It's a lamp. It's a light. It's wisdom, right? Pursuing the Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. When these heathens, they actually see, our laws being, governing the earth. They're gonna say, dang, this is a wise and understanding people. Why? Because these laws are actually wise on how to live a righteous and prosperous and profitable lifestyle, man. Right? These are good laws, man. Right? Very, very wise. So, brothers, we got to make sure we having that integrity, man. And a part of having that integrity is not willing to fold on it, man. Right? Like Eleazar did, man. He left a great example of what also, not loving his life unto the death, man. And that's, that's what we're required to do, man. Not love our lives here, right? Because when you love your life, here more than you love the Heavenly Father, why Yahweh Shai, you'll do anything to preserve it. And that's not the spirit of a man of the Heavenly Father. You're not going to try to do anything to preserve your life, right? No, when I say that is, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that you just ready to just die any period. So I'm talking about when it comes to, in between, disobeying the Heavenly Father or putting your life on the line, a man of the Heavenly Father, he's going to choose serving the Heavenly Father. Salakia, 1 second, y'all. Hello.
Hi, good evening. This is Madison 622.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbor 621 their volume is really loud. Okay, just please let them know it's pretty late.
Okay. This is the emergency hotline, so you would have to go down to the concierge.
I have a prison line go downstairs.
Yeah, this is the emergency hotline. So if you have a leak in your apartment or anything like, or a lockout, this is.
But is there any way I can contact because it's late. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, I know me. Yeah, I'm just the emergency hotline. I have nothing to do with that.
Is there any a phone number I can contact the front here?
No, I don't have any number. I apologize.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Salakia, y'all. But yeah, so Eliezer, he left a notable example for us, to not love our lives unto the death. And so what I was saying was essentially, it's not saying that it's wrong to do good unto yourself, but essentially, Salakia, I got a little distracted. But when it comes down to serving the Heavenly Father or choosing, to save your life, you choose to serve the Heavenly Father, right? Because I want to go ahead and grab this in the book of Acts, right? Acts chapter 20 and verse 24, right? Acts 20 and verse 24, it says, but none of these things move me, right? It says, neither count I my life dear unto myself, so that I might finish my course with joy in the ministry which I have received of Ha'adawan Yahweh Shai to testify the gospel of the grace of the Heavenly Father. So, right. So essentially, think about it like this, right? If you chose to preserve your life, for a little bit longer and break the, and choose to turn away from your power, right? How would you feel after that? Would that be a life worth living? Right? Me personally, I would feel jacked up. I wouldn't even want to live. I would feel like off of myself, knowing that, you know what I'm saying? Like you choosing to like say this mark of the beast type stuff, man. You choosing to take the mark of the beast to preserve your life. What is your life after that? What does your life mean? What does your life mean so much to the point where like you're willing to give up, being the Heavenly Father being with you? Life ain't worth that, man. Life ain't worth that. It ain't worth it. Ain't nothing after that, bro. You won't feel like shit, right? So this is the type of mindset that we have to have. That's what you gotta believe that. You gotta believe that. Like, my life ain't worth nothing unless I'm with the Heavenly Father, man. I don't know what the hell, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do, man. Me personally, I would go crazy. I would go crazy. If I ain't had a Heavenly Father with me, I would go crazy. I wouldn't be stable. I would not be stable. Right? And that's a part of, ultimately not loving your life, man, to the point where, you willing to sell out on the Heavenly Father. Nah, it can't be that. You have to have that integrity, man. That is not a life worth living. That is not a life worth preserving. So if it ever comes down between that, you gotta be as Eliezer. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this, Revelation 3 and 10. I'll probably end off here. Revelation 3 and 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And so being as though you have that integrity, right? To honor, the Heavenly Father, to serve him, to fear him before you fear man, right? He's going to deliver you, right, from that hour of temptation. Right, when it comes to the mark of the beast or different things like that, look at our ancient forefathers, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Right, they were, commanded to go ahead and bow down to that false idol. But they chose rather to stand for who? Yahweh Yahushai. So you telling me you stand for Yahweh Yahushai, he gonna leave you hanging? La, that means no. Right? So that ain't the case. The Heavenly Father ain't gonna leave you hanging like that. And just as he delivered our forefathers like that, he's gonna deliver us, in some miraculous ways, man. Miraculous, miracle, miraculous ways. So we gotta have that same faith, man. Right? Verse 12, it says, and him that overcometh. Nah, that's saying that I wanted to grab Revelation 12. Revelation 12, and where is it? Verse 10. Revelation 12 and 11, it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimonies, and they loved not their lives unto the death. So this is not saying that, you can't do good unto yourself, don't take care of yourself, just don't calling yourself a piece of shit. No, it's not that, right? It's just saying unto the point where they ain't, the elect, they ain't gonna turn. We ain't, I don't want to write the Zalm of the elect. We ain't gonna turn on the Heavenly Father just to preserve some crappy, bitter life here, man. It ain't worth it, man. So, that's the spirit that we need to be in. Integrity, and you see how integrity is essential in this ministry. You need it. You have to have it, right? So if you feel yourself lacking in integrity, man, you keep selling out, or you keep falling, falling short. Nah, bro, you need to pray for more integrity. All right, you need to pray for more fear of the Heavenly Father. You need to pray to fear the Heavenly Father more, that he bestow more of that fear of him upon you, right? All right, so because where the Heavenly Father's fear, where the fear of the Heavenly Father is, that drives away sins, man, right? So I'm going to go ahead and end off there. I sincerely pray that you true believers were edified, exhorted, and comforted. With that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise unto my power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, Barakathum. To all you sincere-hearted true believers, man. Shalom.